Grab the parachute if you want to live. As the countdown began, the plane's engine blew up, leaving Park Tae-woo terrified, clutching the parachute tightly. At the very last moment just before the explosion, he dashed out, tumbling through the air in a somersaulting manner. He finally managed to open the parachute, landing awkwardly on a highway. Just as he stood up, a car came speeding by and gave him an unplanned hug. When the person got out of the car, Park Tae-woo was horrified to see it was On Jae-hyun. Wasn't he supposed to be kidnapped by the cops he hired? What's going on here? Let's go back a while. Choi Yi-tae realized a simple video couldn't convict Park Tae-woo. He decided to fully use his revived bus memories. First, he focused on the fourth generation's Lee Joo-hoon. The gang leader knew all the secrets between Park Tae-woo and him, but he kept them hidden like a plot twist in a move. Park Jeon-tae of the first gen knew Park Tae-woo liked pills, so swapped them for sleepers. When boarding, On Jae-hyun hid his partner and Captain pranked Park Tae-woo. The cops lied to soothe Park Tae-woo. Meanwhile, Choi Yi-tae, hiding in the cockpit as second-generation Song Ji-suk, hijacked the plane. Park Tae-woo slept deeply due to sleeping pills. During the flight, Park Tae-woo's crimes were exposed on TV. He casually revealed targets and bribery amounts. A confession. The nation was in uproar. After handling the plane, Choi Yi-tae jumped out early. Landing, he drove wildly using Zhao Tae-sung's memories, chasing the plane. As he covered Park Tae-woo's mouth, Choi Yi-tae revealed his true colors, but to everyone else, he still looked like On Jae-hyun. Just when Park Tae-woo was about to pass out, the Grim Reaper showed up, shocking the whole nation. After landing, he drove fast with Zhao Tae-sung vs memories, chasing the exploding plane. Landing smoothly, Park Tae-woo tossed a cool gesture. Using Jang Jae-in's memories, he reached Park Tae-woo. Outside he still saw On Jae-hyun. Just as Park suffocated, the Grim Reaper descended. The Grim Reaper would not allow Choi Yi-tae to commit murder, or else his 12 lives would end prematurely, sending him directly to hell. Just when Choi Yi-tae was blinded by rage, a pin left by Jae-soo suddenly snapped him back to reality. Jae-soo once said he wanted the perfect ending for his novel, and that thought hit home. Remembering this, Choi Yi-tae dropped his murderous thoughts, and poof. The Grim Reaper vanished too. After all, Park Tae-woo would eventually face the music, and Choi Yi-tae just made up his mind to leave when, at the very moment he turned around, Park Tae-woo abruptly stood up. The outrageous audacity displayed by this arrogant judge's son. Finally crippled, head suffers sins and pain. Choi Yi-tae helplessly gazed at his memorial, plotting revenge. While the flames of vengeance burned inside him, even if he got his revenge, he could never see Jae-soo again. Not knowing how much further he could go, life and death meant nothing anymore, so why not use this body to do something worthwhile? Some time after, Choi Yi-tae and his partner went on a rampage, resting only after dealing with every gang boss and local thug. No matter the so-called kings, they took every last one of them down. The Grim Reaper's planned fate was definitely not going according to script. When they eventually tracked down a cunning drug dealer, Choi Yi-tae resolutely leaped in front of his partner to shield him, taking the bullet himself and crashing down from a great height, thereby marking the conclusion of his 9th life. Since he was going to die anyway, why not make it quick? When the Grim Reaper started his 10th resurrection, he suddenly turned into a beggar and dropped dead in the stairwell. Hey, take it easy. No hurry, we've got to get moving. Following the conclusion of the 10th resurrection, the newly revived Choi Yi-tae swiftly embarked on his journey towards becoming the pioneer of his 11th life. This time, he found himself inside the body of a bespectacled man. Memories flooded in, revealing the tragically ordinary life of this poor fella. He dedicated his youth to his company, only to be heartlessly fired, and even his family abandoned him because of his job demands. At that moment, he lost the entire world. Choi Yi-tae recalled his own past, and he also jumped off a building after losing everything. Why not give it another shot? With that thought, he dashed into the street. Unexpectedly, he found himself face to face with his past self. It turned out he had travelled back to his job interview with Tekken Group. Just before his death, he wanted to pass on some advice to his former self, but alas, on the edge of hell, he faced the Grim Reaper's mockery once more. No matter what the Reaper said, Choi Yi-tae decided to end it all when his 12th resurrection came around. Hearing this, the Grim Reaper showed a hint of disdain, and with a single shot, he sent him off to his final rebirth. When Choi-Yi woke up, he found himself in an ordinary-looking room that felt eerily familiar. Upon gazing into the mirror, he was astounded to realize that it was his own mother's image reflected back at him. The memory's crystal began to emerge accordingly. Instinctively, Choi-Yi wanted to dodge, but it was too late. As his mother's memories unfolded, he discovered her hidden struggles. Young Mom had dreams of her own, but once she became a wife and mother, she set those aside to focus on the family. She thought life would be filled with laughter as a family of 3, but fate had other plans, stealing her husband away and plunging her into despair. In her darkest days, she had to grow stronger, as she had a young son who needed her care and protection. For the sake of her beloved son, Choi-Yi, she toiled day and night, yet unfortunately, she still couldn't escape the harsh fate of being laid off. She had worked as a seamstress, a waitress, and even a janitor, scraping by until Choi-Yi finally grew up. But on the day of his graduation, she received the terrible news her world turned upside down. Seeing her son's lifeless body made her cry harder than ever. Why did she work so hard only to have the heavens take away her most beloved son? After Choi-Yi's death, his mother's life lost all its brightness, hope had vanished. When Choi-Yi woke up from those memories, he was completely shattered. His mom's pain was perhaps 100 times worse than his own. Choi-Yi couldn't bear to let his mother die with regret. Since she never truly loved herself, this time he resolved to live fully. With those thoughts in mind, he decided to personally tread the path his mother once walked. Remembering his mother's words, he couldn't hold back his tears, wishing he could be her son again in the next life. However, not a single one of his sounds or sentiments could ever again find their way to her ears. If death really was coming for him, the only thing left he could do was help his mother reconcile her regrets. He remembered how much his mom loved taking him hiking, so he decided to help her fulfill those dreams during the time he had left. Subscription prompt. Enjoying these stories? Don't forget to hit like and subscribe.